Okay, so you wake up at 5 o'clock, okay? Now this is the schedule I'm gonna recommend for you. You don't have to do it. You can say, screw you can change it. This is what I'd recommend. Every day you have to motivate yourself. Andrew Carnegie has a quote which we'll add to the screen, but it says people that can't motivate themselves are basically forced to accept mediocrity. So I would recommend that this is your Thrive time. So every morning you're devoting an hour of power just to learn, whether that's books, watching Thrive 15, whatever you want to do, but you've got to devote that time, okay? Also, you need to take that time to make your schedule for every day, okay? Then, with pig-headed discipline, between the hours of 6 a.m. and how many hours would it take you? 4 hours.
4 hours.
So we're going to give a little bit of buffer time, but I'm going to say from 6 to 11, you're going to do door hangers, okay? Then, from 11 to 12:30, we're going to do our SEO, right? And then from 12:30 until, what time are you willing to work until every day?
5 o'clock.
Now, most customers have a job.
Yeah.
And because they have a job, they're not going to be home during
my hours.
Right. So they, whoa. So here's the deal. A lot of entrepreneurs are watching this. They'll go, well, I want to work 9 to 5. Well, guess who doesn't? Who doesn't care about that? The customer. Because the customer wants to be available. They want to meet with you whenever they're available, not when you're available. So you're going to have to meet them probably like 5 to 7 or whenever they get home from work. So I'm going to say this, 12:30 until 7, this is when you should be doing calls / appointments. Are you feeling me like a petting zoo? All right, so here's the deal. Let's talk about it. So 5 a.m., you're going to do?
Thrive.
Yeah, you're going to do your deal. You got to read your books, educate, make your schedule. Then from 6 to 11, you're going to do?
Door hangers.
Oh, baby. And then from 11 to 12:30, you're going to do?
Search engine optimization.
And then from 12:30 to 7, we're going to do?
Calls and schedule the appointments.
And if we suck like a freaking Hoover, we're going to close how many deals a week?
1.
And then we're going to make how much per year?
100,000.
That's right. And if we don't suck, if we're just approaching non-suction, then we might even make more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how many calls a day do you have to make? I'm going to give you this magic number because this is the number I held myself accountable to, a number I've seen work for people. A friend of mine, you remember back in the day when they used to have yellow pages? Yeah. Well, a friend of mine named Paul is one of the top yellow page salespeople in the whole planet. And he made well over several $100,000 per year, every year, selling phone books. But all the top sales guys I know, I have buddies of mine who are the top in the industry for pharmaceutical sales, top in the industry for car sales. You need to make 100 calls per day. And if you do that, you are going to get your financial goals. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that give you clarity on that, though? You've got to have this daily schedule, though. Now, here's the good thing. You said it's you and your brother. What's wicked awesome, this is how you're going to make $500,000, is that he and you could both do the same schedule. Or you could say, hey, Broseph, I want you to be the one who does all the appointments, and I'll just do calls while you're doing appointments. Or vice versa. Now you're making crazy money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we're making sure that you have to make sure that you're doing the activity needed to be successful. I'll give you another example. There's a guy I worked with years ago. He had a car dealership. And his whole thing was like, man, I just want my company to grow. Well, that's awesome that you want it, but what are you doing on a daily basis to get there? Are you making your calls? No. Are you dominating search engine? No. Are you going to trade shows? No. Are you holding up a sign on the side of the road that says, buy a car? No. Are you doing? No. Well, I'm just waiting for the economy to turn around, he says. No, it's not going to happen. Nobody cares at all about your goals except for you, right? So your why is to make $100,000 per year. But your why has to be bigger than your desire to not do this crap. Because this right here sounds a lot like work. And most people would rather struggle than to work. Make sense?
Yeah.
So does that make sense right there?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. What questions do you have about that daily schedule? Does that all kind of come together?
I mean, for me at this point, I still have to set everything up. I have to get door hangers.
Well, I'm going to help you.
So it's
I won't leave you hanging. I'm not going to give you general poppycock and hoo-ha. We'll help change the universe here. But does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.